Right, welcome to this Codex review for the brand new Dark Angels Codex here. Games Workshop have kindly sent me a copy along ahead of time. In this review here, I'm going to run through the entire Codex. Remember, there's stratagems here, there's warlord traits, psychic powers and so on, all new here. New points values as well for the Dark Angels. Always like the colour scheme for Dark Angels, that green colour, the white and so on, just look really good. It's more of a darker, I don't say sinister, but there's more of a serious tone to the Dark Angels. Great to use against more of the more evil elements out there amongst the Xenos and heretics and so on. So I like the theme of Dark Angels. I am not collecting at the moment. It's an army I'd like to do, so I'll review it from that angle here, trying to pick out units I think would do well and sort of see which units will work well together. So it will be a Tactica video here as well, so sort of suggesting which units and weapons and combinations appear to be the best here in this new Codex. So Games Workshop has sent me a copy along. I usually get mine from gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop at discounted rates. You can check them out. You can get a hold of the Codex when it comes out from them at a discounted rate, and all the other Codexes and Games Workshop products, and then all the other gaming systems, a load of other gaming systems out there as well, all available at discounted price from gamingfigures.com. So probably the best bit of artwork they could have used for this. Really love this. This is all atmospheric. Now, if I was to paint an army of Dark Angels, I think I would go for a very sort of weathered, blood splattered, but not glistening red, more of a dried dark blood with rust and grime and dust on these. So seasoned campaign. They've been fighting in the grimiest, darkest of places. That's the kind of effect I think I would go for. I think they'd look better weathered than factory fresh look. I don't think would look quite right for these. So that's the theme I think I would go, and I go for sort of a cityscape theme with them as well for the basing. I think a lot of rusting columns and twisted metal and so on I think would look good with them. That's the kind of idea. A little bit of red. That's the colour palette I would use here. Green, the red, white, silver, gold, so on. So some artwork here, which I'm sure we'll see later on. Go through these pages here, it's all new with this new Codex as your introduction to them. That is the piece of artwork there. Fighting away, yeah, Primaris Marines here. Trying to take on these Khorne Berserkers here, by the looks of it. These Khorne Berserkers got new helmets? I don't know. Interesting. But no, if you want an army to fight against chaos, then, you know, specifically, Dark Angels are pretty, and they're quite a sort of a serious theme to them. I do like them. And again, also, if I was to collect them, I would go for more of an emphasis on the unique characters and unique units, specifically only for Dark Angels is what I go for as well, just to really showcase those unique units. Dark Heritage, Chapter Organisation. This is the great thing about these codexes coming back. It's all laid out for you here. Do look nice, painted up for Primaris Marines. It's all the markings, knee pads and so on. Hunt for the Fallen. Here's the Raven Wing, and they're black. Deathwing. Dark Angels Successor Chapters. Interesting. Angels of Redemption. Always liked them. That split colour. Angels of Absolution. Blades of Vengeance. Look pretty cool. Angels of Vengeance. Angels of Defiance. Interesting. Guardians of the Covenant. Disciples of Caliban. And Consecrators. Interesting. There's your timeline here of different events that have taken place. Here they are fighting against the Tyranids. I probably would go for, with a list, the combo of regular Dark Angels and Ravenwing, two aspects as well. Amazing artwork here, very nice. It's Azrael. Librarians, which do look nice, painted up with the blue armour. Ezekiel. Interrogator Chaplain, fantastic model. Really, really nice. Some plastic. Asmodai. chaplains. That's the Primaris chaplain. Yeah, I mean, you could go for some Primaris mixed in with them. Why not? Then apothecaries, just there. Commanders, company commands, giving you a background for all of these. Battle line squads, you got tactical squads, intercessor squads, close support squads. Reavers look quite cool, painted up for the Dark Angels. Support squads, Hellblasters, Devastators, Aggressors, and so on. Samael, Ravenwing Black Knights, the bikes do look nice, painted in the black colour scheme. Ravenwing squads, Vengeance Land Speeders, that's a unique unit, just there. Yeah, any plasma weaponry, that's the kind of colour I go for. Just there. Ravenwing gunships, Deathwing Knights, unique, and I really do like the miniatures, they're fantastic. And again, paint those up in nice sombre, battle-worn, grimy effects on them, but I think they look really cool. Like this more battle-worn kind of colour scheme. Deathwing squads, Dreadnoughts, Scout squads, that's an option. Scouts look nice painted up in the Dark Angels colour scheme. Tech Marines, transport vehicles, battle tanks, just your regular Space Marine units, or Space Marine vehicles here marked out, Dark Angels. Storm Raven gunships, Land Raiders, and onto your showcase here. Now Azrael looks great, fantastic model, but he's so old now, the sculpt. If you could line him up against regular Space Marines, he's very small. So I wish they'd redo him in plastic. Same pose, you know, virtually identical, I reckon, because that pose and look is just fantastic, but it needs to be brought out in plastic and rescaled. Same with Asmodai, same with the Ancient here, same with Ezekiel. All of these need to be redone. Games Workshop clung on to these older models for a long time. Primaris Marines here, this is your yeah, these are nice, they do look nice. So this is company veterans here, not a big fan of the cloaks, not painted up so clean, like they've just had their clothes washed, cloaks washed and then gone out to battle. It just, I'd heavily weather it and I think they'd then look better. So Deathwing Knights then, now not so keen on them being this pure bone colour, but when the green's introduced I think they look so much better. So the Deathwing Knights I think look great. Belial here looks nice. That one's nice. Yeah, so that's that option I would go for. I'm just saying my own personal tastes, so obviously you've got your own preferences here. So Belial does look good. Bikers look great. Ravenwing Black Knights I think are fantastic. The flyers as well, unique. They look so impressive with the wings on the bikes here, moving up like that, and the tail feathers coming out the back. It reminds me of the Polish winged hussars here with that design style. Interrogator Chaplain, beautiful model. That's the sergeant that comes out of the old set that Games Workshop produced. Dark Vengeance, I think, here. He's from that. Looks really good. It's not nice. So you've got this triple angle here for these. You've got, I probably would try and merge. It would be a real showcase of an army to having your Ravenwing aspect, regular Dark Angels, and then Deathwing here as well. Yeah, no, interesting. Okay. Right, so on to the rules then here. Sons of the Lion. Okay, so abilities then. There's no fear. Regular for Space Marines then. Reroll failed morale tests. Jink. If this unit advances, it gains a 4+ invuln save against all shooting attacks till the start of your next movement phase. So Jink is back, but it's here for the Dark Angels. That's a massive bonus. 4+ invuln save against all shooting attacks. It's really encouraging you there with your, if you have this ability, like the Ravenwing, to move up quickly, advance quickly, to forsake perhaps shooting and then just get the maximum out of your move that you can. If you do go for that, get the 4+ invuln save. Well, no, hang on a second. If you're assault, you can advance and fire with some weapons anyway, so that's pretty good. Good for bikers and so on. Inner Circle. This unit automatically passes morale tests. In addition, you can reroll failed hit rolls in the fight phase for attacks by this unit that target a fallen unit. So that's quite rare, very rare. You're going to get that bonus there at the end. I've never seen a fallen player yet, but it's auto pass morale. Nice. Okay, so that seems pretty good. The rest was just talking about successor chapters there and keywords and so on. That's the war gear list. So in this video, if I come across a regular Space Marine unit, like say a tactical squad for example, I'm not going to go through that whole unit and all the stats and all the weapons and so on. For those units that are for regular Space Marines, then just check out my Space Marines Codex review and you'll see all of the stats and unit combinations and tactics and so on discussed in there. So I'm presuming that you know the rules for those kind of units. May briefly pass comment on some of them, but really I'm going to focus in this review on the unique Dark Angels abilities, their unique units, and then later on all the stratagems and bonuses as well. And that should trim down the length of the video as well. So unique characters then, we'll go through these. Alright, so Azrael first of all here. So he's power level 9. I think he's 180 points. Azrael, yeah, he's 180 points. So it's expensive enough, but below 200. So movement 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, strength for toughness 4, 6 wounds, loads of wounds. For a character, it's really good. And then 5 attacks is very good indeed. Leadership 9 and 2 up saves. An excellent stat line for him. Beautiful miniature, but he's the wrong scale now, really, compared to others. Belial here looks a lot better, I think. But so he's got the Sword of Secrets, the Lion's Wrath, bolt pistol, frag and crack grenades, only 1 per army. So the Lion's Wrath here. Then when attacking with this weapon, you choose one of the or both of the profiles below. If you choose both, subtract 1. It's like a combi weapon. So it's mastercrafted bolt gun, rapid fire 1. It's AP -1, strength 4 and 2 damage. It's nasty enough. And then plasma gun, just the usual rules for that. The weapon cannot be supercharged by the bearer before firing. It can be supercharged. If they do so, increase the strength and damage of the weapon by 1. On a hit rolls over 1, the bearer is slain. Oh dear, super risky for him. Dear me, after all the weapon shots have been resolved. I know you could like get abilities where you re-roll it, but oh dear, it'd be so humiliating if that happens. Sword of Secrets is +2 strength, so fighter strength 6, AP -3 and D3 damage. Any 6s is a mortal wound when you roll to wound. Yeah, so it's all okay. So then Inner Circle special rule for him. Chapter Master, reroll failed hit rolls for friendly Dark Angel units within 6. That's excellent rerolling hits. So that's combat and shooting. Brilliant. So that's really, really good. Supreme Tactician, if your army is battle forged, you receive 1 additional command point. If Azrael is your warlord, nice little bonus there as well. And the Lion Helm, I love the little miniature he has that stands next to him, so that's really cool. If he's accompanied, or Azrael is accompanied by a relic bearer who carries the Lion Helm, an artifact that generates a powerful force field. As a result, all friendly Dark Angels, infantry and biker models within 6 have a 4+ invuln. Wow! The relic bearer model must always remain as close to Azrael as possible, but is otherwise ignored for all gaming purposes. Remove the relic bearer if Azrael is slain. Alright, so he can't be picked off. No, he can't be sniped away. He just always stays there. Only dies if Azrael dies. It's a great HQ. No, he's really good. So nice loads of superb benefits. Rerolling hits, and then invuln saves there for everyone within units within 6. Let's just check here the wording of this. So it's models within 6. So it is a tight bubble. You can't put one model at the edge and then it covers all them. It is that tight sort of. So it's within 6. It's 12 inches. So you could fit a good few number of units in there. Vehicles you don't have to worry about because it wouldn't cover them anyway. It's only bikers and infantry. But still brilliant. So you could pack tight, 4+ invuln save for everyone, and rerolling hits. So no, Azrael is really, really good. Very, very good. So you've got Belial is next. It's power level 8. name characters are over here now. He's 150, significantly cheaper. It's movement 5. 2+, same stat line here as Azrael. 1 less attack though, 4 attacks, everything else is the same, and just the movement drops to 5. He carries a Sword of Silence and a Storm Bolter. So usual Storm Bolter, Sword of Silence is +1 strength, so he'll fight strength 5, AP -3 and 2 damage. But it always wounds on a 2+. That's the target as a vehicle. Nice. He's great. Well, that's all good. Now, Rites of Battle, it's reroll 1s. So not as good as Azrael. It'd be worth paying the extra to get that. The Grandmaster of the Deathwing can reroll failed hit rolls for friendly Deathwing units within 6. Alright, so he grants bonuses to them. So he's kind of almost, well, he's not better, but he's verging on the same level there. So Deathwing, it's reroll hits, so that's shooting and combat, and then that's reroll 1s for other units. Still good. Parrying Blade, your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls when they fight him in the fight phase. There's a 4+ invuln, and Teleport Strike, right, so you can land in with the Terminators. Great. Oh, I like the model. The model's really nice. It's got that bone colour and the green colour combination, which I like there for the Dark Angels. Not so keen on just the plain bone like you see on the Terminators. Yeah, he's nice, and he's got that kind of Dark Angels mood, you know, with the hood there and the cape. It's just a nice atmospheric look, so he's good. And he's a great HQ set. Right, Samael, interesting one. It's power level 10. He's 183 points. Remember, you don't add any more to that, so again, below 200 points. His movement 14, very quick. 2+ weapon skill and ballistic skill, strength 4, toughness 6, 6 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9, a 3-up save. He's armed with the Raven Sword, frag, and crack grenades and a bolt pistol. His jet bike, Corvex, is equipped with a plasma cannon and twin storm bolter. Nice. Yeah, plasma cannon. It says heavy D3, nice, and that's equipped on there. And remember, it's at 2s to hit. You can supercharge it, but you've got the risk of rolling 1s. And the Raven Sword's +1 strength, -3 and 2 damage. The weapon has ×2 strength if Samael charged, so it'll make it strength 8, -3 and 2 damage. Nice. That's all good. So he has Jink, so that 4+ if you advance with that one in a circle. Right, so battle, it's reroll 1s for Dark Angels in 6. That's units. 4+ invuln save, reroll hits for Ravenwing. Right, so each of these HQs is specific. Swift Judgment, when he advances, add 2d6 instead of rolling a dice. Yeah. Sorry, 2d6. And so when he advances, add 2d6 to his move characteristic for that movement phase instead of rolling a dice. Right, okay, so Swift Judgment. That is another good one. So some strong HQs here for the Dark Angels. Some nice choices. It's not like, oh, there's one decent HQ. All 3 of these are powerful. Next is Samael and a Sableclaw. Power level 11. 216 points. About 30 points more. 25 odd points more. You're getting movement 16, it's a bit quicker. Same stat line here. 7 wounds, an extra wound. Everything's the same. It's twin assault cannon, it's a land speeder, and twin heavy bolter. There's lots of shooting with that one. Still has the Raven Sword. And all of these are the same. The invuln save does remain, 4+ invuln. All the bonuses are the same as there, but it's the explodes result if he dies. Right, Interrogator Chaplain. One of my favourite models. This one. It's a new release in newer release in plastic. I love the model. I think it's fantastic. It's got the atmospheric hooded, cloaked feel about it. It's got the black, green, and bone colours being used. Just to refresh your memory here. I think it's a fantastic model. Here he is, just here. This one. Just everything about it's just cool. That is a summation of how I'd want my Dark Angels to look, and then weathering dried blood splatters and so on. Not too factory fresh, but all those kind of effects added in. Very nice model indeed. Really, really nice model. That one. So is he any good? His power level 5. He starts at 85 points, and you've got to add your war gear on top. Well, you're not really just adding your Crozius Arcanum, which I presume is free of charge. Yep. Bolt pistol, frag, crack grenades. So you just got to pay up for a. Well, you can equip him how you want, but say you're going for the power fist. I think that's been reduced down. Yeah, power fist is 12 points. Not that much for one now. So nice. You're looking at about 100 points. Not bad. Not bad. Power level 5 is quite a low power level. He is 2+ in the weapon skill. That's helpful because you're going to be on -1 when you drop the power fist down. Movement 6, 3+ ballistic skill, strength toughness 4, is 5 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 9 and 3 up save. Yeah, no, he's decent enough. So you've got options to take pistols, combi weapons, or melee weapons. I don't think I'm going to run through all these because they're just usual Space Marine weapons here. Let's just check. Pistols. Yeah, bolt pistol, grav pistol, plasma pistol. Melee weapons is Chainsword, Lightning Claw, Power Axe, Fist, Maul, Sword, Thunderhammer. That's all usual Space Marine rules for them. And combi weapons, he has access to Combi, Flamer, Grav, Melter, Plasma. And he can take a Stormbolter. That's all the usual rules for that, which I cover in the regular Space Marine Codex review. So you can kit him out how you want. I'm not sure how the plastic kit comes, whether you've got options to change him around, but he comes in. The way he's painted up there is with a power fist, which is probably what I'd go for. You can also, yeah, then it says you can't, so combi weapons, melee weapons, and then pistols, and then it also then says model may take a power fist. You may take a jump pack, +1 power rating. Movement goes to 12, gains jump and fly. Inner circle for him, jump pack assault if he takes it. The Rosarius gives him his 4+ invuln save. Spiritual leaders, all friendly Dark Angels units within 6 can use his leadership instead of their own, which is 9. It's not really much of a bonus. Listeners of Hate, rerolled hit rolls in the fight phase. The friendly Dark Angels unit within 6 of this model. So if you're going to go for if you're going to say Terminators for combat, you're not too worried about shooting, and stick a interrogated chaplain in there. Because you're just looking for reroll hits for combat. So I took some of those Terminators, Deathwing Knights, something like that, and then have him nearby. Rerolling hits. It's a nice combination. Cool. Aura of Dread. Units within 6 of an enemy interrogated chaplains must subtract 1 from their leadership, and again quite minor. So for the sake of an extra 50 odd points, 80 odd points, these are better. But if you want a second in command, so you've got your main character with the bulk of your force and you've got this elite Terminator unit perhaps that's going to go after the opponent and take him. But I'd try and include him because the model looks great. Next one is the Ravenwing Talon Master, power level 9. He's 123 points. He's armed with a power sword, which is 4 points now, I think. Yep, so it's cheap enough. And then it's land speed is equipped to a twin assault cannon, twin heavy bolters, got power for that as well. Twin assault cannon's 44, twin heavy bolters 17. So you've got to add on a fair amount of points for your weaponry for that as well. God, you're looking at about 200 points then. A lot of points. So usual stat line for that, but you're on. Weapon skill is 2+, movement 16, toughness goes to 6, 6 wounds, 4 attacks. That's the weaponry. No escape. So, you've got Jink as well. Enemy units do not gain any bonuses to their saving throws for being in cover against attacks made by friendly wing units within 6 of this model, so it does grant that bonus. Explodes, and tactical precision you can reroll. Wound rolls of 1 for friendly Dark Angels units within 6. So a bonus there as well. So that's a Talon Master. Next you can go for an Interrogator Chaplain in Terminator armour. It's power level 6. He's 125 points. You're paying out a fair bit more just to get that. Does come with 6 wounds though. And movement's 5, 2 up save obviously. You got the even one save. And you just gain all the usual rules we've covered earlier on, but there's Teleport Strike available just because it comes with Terminator. Yeah, I've just got the index here. I'm just going to run through these here. Interrogator Chaplain is dropped by 5 points. In the index it was 90, it's now 85, just to catch up here. 125 in the Codex, he was 128, that's the Terminator Chaplain, so dropped by a couple of points. Then, just looking through here, Ravenwing Talonmaster doesn't exist, I don't think. No, I think that's something they've added into the Codex. And then named characters here. Here we go. So we've covered Azrael. It's 180 points here in the Codex, and it's the same in the index. And the index Belal's the same, 150. Then they're the same. Samiel and a Sableclaw and Corvex is identical prices as well. There's been hardly any point shifting so far. I just thought just so you can get a comparison, what's gone up and what's gone down. A couple of points shaved off then so far, but nothing significant at the moment. So that's him in Terminator. We've got Asmodai next, power level 7. It's 130 points. Now he's dropped, he was 145 points in the index. So 15 point reduction for Asmodai. And that's a proper reduction, there's no extras to add on here. This is a named character. So he's got the Blades of Reason, Crozius Arcanum, so he's like a chaplain. See if he's worth taking over a regular chaplain here. 2+ weapon skill, movement 6, ballistic skill 3+, strength toughness 4, 5 wounds, 3 attack still, leadership 9 and 3 up save. Blades of Reason is strength for the user, it's a melee weapon, AP 0 and D6 damage. Weird. So if the opponent fails a save, all of a sudden there's a lot of wounds can come through. Strange weapon, that one. Got the Crozius there. Usual rules for that, +1 strength, -1 and 2 damage. Difficult then, you've got to choose between those two. Exemplar of Hate. You can re-roll failed hit rolls in the fight phase of friendly Dark Angel units within 6. In addition, increase the attacks characteristic of friendly Dark Angels infantry and bike units by 1 whilst they're in 6. There's a hefty bonus there. 4+1, Aura of Dread, and Spiritual Leaders. Just the only bonus then is these Blades of Reason, which is pretty tame really, and then the +1 attack. So if you want that +1 attack, take Asmodai. By model wise, I prefer the Interrogator Chaplain. So you've got regular Chaplain, that's usual Space Marine rules. Yep, just there. Primaris Chaplain, I've already covered this as well in the Space Marine Codex review, so usual rules for that. Ezekiel, love the name, it's really cool. Model's okay, but again, I could redo these, but okay, so Ezekiel then, 135 points, he's dropped by 10 points, it was 145 in the index. Movement 6, power level 7, weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 2+, strength toughness 4, 5 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 9 and 2 up save. He's armed with the Deliverer and with Traitor's Bane, Dragon Crack Grenades. So he's a souped up librarian. The Deliverer is a pistol, range 12, pistol 1, strength 4, -1, 2 damage. And Traitor's Bane is +1 strength, AP -3, D3 damage, and then add 1 to the weapon's damage if the target is a Psyker. Nice, he's pretty well equipped. And he's good enough. Now, Psychic Hood. You can add 1 to neither witch tests you take for Ezekiel against enemy Psykers within 12. Book of Salvation. Friendly Dark Angels, infantry and biker models within 6 that are slain in the fight phase may immediately pile in and make a single close combat attack before being removed. Cool. Keeper of the Keys, 4+ in 1. So you can attempt to manifest 2 and deny 2. You know, smite and 3 powers from the Terminator discipline. He's well equipped. So psychic ability there. Interesting. And he's pretty good. No, Ezekiel's a good stat line there. Then you've got, you can then go down to regular librarian, which you would be looking at 88 points plus what you equip them with. So you're looking at paying about an extra 30 points to get Ezekiel over regular librarian. Not too much difference. He can manifest 2 and deny 1. He knows smite and 2 others. He's a fair bit better. Fair bit better. We'll check out the psychic powers later. If they are really good, then maybe he's a better option to take. No, Ezekiel's pretty cool. Okay, so then Primaris Librarian, covered that. That's all regular Space Marine rules. Librarian and Terminator armor. Then a Master, which I guess is similar to a Captain. Yes. Yeah, Master here, Captain, I think it's the same thing. So yeah, you just equip them how you want. Pistols, combo weapons, melee weapons. The starting points cost 74. You just add your equipment on top. So again, a cheaper HQ, about 100 points. You can equip them pretty good. There's the 4+ invuln save, comes with the Iron Halo. Good stat lines, 4 attacks there, 5 wounds, 2 up weapon skill and ballistic skill. Yeah, so maybe customise one of them, give them a decent shooting weapon of some kind, combi melter, something like that, and then a decent close combat weapon, power fist, something like that. So no, you could equip them pretty good and not pay up too much there. So cheaper HQ option. You can really customise something really cool. Master in Terminator armour, Master in Cataphracti armour, Primaris Master, this is all the same rules for captains. Master in Gravis armour as well. Lieutenants is Space Marines, Tech Marines, all usual stuff. Primaris Lieutenants is all usual Space Marine rules. Just going through these, you don't have to listen to me go through all these again. Just recapping the same rules that are in the, if you're not familiar with these, then just check out the Space Marine Codex review. It's already up on the channel. Tactical squads, I probably would take some tactical squads. I like them painted up for Dark Angels, do look nice. And the ones you get in the Dark Vengeance set, they've got the Dark Angels insignia etched onto the models already, and they get the really cool Sergeant as well with the stubbly beard, and the chainsaw looks really cool, and the plasma pistol. So go for a few tactical squads, I reckon. At least one. Scouts, intercessors and scouts as well. I'd be tempted to, cause I haven't really gone into scouts yet for any of my armies. It's not in the Blood Angels, not for Imperial Fists. Maybe go for it with the Dark Angels. Yeah, I think the army I'd go for, it wouldn't be regiments of the same thing. Like Imperial Fists, I've got like 1, 2, 3 tactical squads. I would go more of a real mix and match of units, real capturing sort of the flavour of the Dark Angels. So I'd have maybe a tactical squad, a scout squad, that kind of mixture. But I wouldn't go for ranks of the same unit type. Just enjoy painting up like one of each, one of a few units for the Dark Angels colour scheme. Primaris Apothecary, just there. Usual one just there. Company Ancient, Primaris Ancient. I'll come on to some specific ones soon. Company Champion. Veterans. A Deathwing Apothecary here. So, just an Apothecary in Terminator armour. Inner Circle, Crux, Terminators, 5+ invuln save, Teleport Strike, Narfecium. They have the ability to resurrect one slain model on a 4+, or restore D3 wounds. Chapter Ancient, which is a great elite to have, especially if you've got decent shooting units nearby. Devastator Squad, for example, and they're slain, they get to shoot again on a 4+. Not so helpful for combat because you just get a attack, but for shooting you've got a really nice, nasty heavy weapon. It is cool. Yep, so I think it's a brilliant rules, brilliant unit to take. For overall strategy for Dark Angels, I go for tactical flexibility with them. I think ability to cope with all different types of armies. So I'd have a base, a core of firepower for sure, and then like a defensive block, and then have elite units sent out to accomplish missions. So bikers, Terminators sent out to assault and attack and to land all over the place, and then a core defense made up of like tactical marines, heavier weapons and so on. And that defensive block would have the chapter ancient in there. Very nice banner painted up for the Dark Angels, look great. Really nice. Deathwing Ancient, interesting. Deathwing Champion, power level 6. 118 points plus your war gear on top of that. Comes with the Halberd of Caliban. Interesting. So 5-inch move, 2+ weapon skill, ballistic skill 3, plus strength toughness 4, 5 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 8 and 2 up save. The Halberd is +3 strength, so he fights at strength 7, AP -4 and D3 wounds. Each time he fights, it's D3 additional attacks if the target contains 5 or more models. Cool. Teleport strike, 5+ invuln. Honour or death. You can reroll failed hit rolls for this for attacks made by this model in the fight phase that target a character. In addition, this model must always perform a heroic intervention when possible. Cool. Deathwing Champion. Interesting. He's sounds pretty good. So, Deathwing Terminators here. We'll check out the unique rules for these. So the power level 13. I suppose there are the usual rules for Terminators here. Deathwing Terminators. They start out at 26 points each. They're the same. Just checking there in the index. They haven't shifted in points cost. Just equip them the usual way. So you take a unit of 5 of them. Take an extra 5. Each Deathwing Terminator is armed with a Power Fist and Stormbolter. Deathwing Sergeant is armed with a Power Sword and Stormbolter. Just the usual combinations, usual weaponry. There's nothing different in there. Cyclone, Missile Launcher, Plasma Cannon, Stormbolter, just the usual. Any model may replace all of its weapons with 2 Lightning Claws or Thunderhammer Storm Shield. Any model may replace its Power Fist with a Chain Fist. For every 5 models, you can take a Cyclone Missile Launcher, or Plasma Cannon, or Terminator heavy weapons. And this unit may be accompanied by a Watcher in the Dark. Ooh. Now what is that? Watcher in the Dark. So it's 5 points for a Watcher in the Dark. Once per game, if an enemy's psychic power affects a Deathwing Terminator squad accompanied by a Watcher in the Dark or a dice, on a 3+, the power has no effect on this unit. After all other targets are affected normally. Remove the Watcher in the Dark model from play after this roll has been made, whether successful or not. Cool. Wow, that's pretty good. The Watcher in the Dark must remain as close to his unit as possible, but is otherwise ignored for all other gaming purposes. Remove him from play. Remove the Watcher in the Dark if the unit is slain. The Watcher in the Dark does not count as a model for purposes of combat squad's ability. If a Deathwing Terminator squad is split, the Watcher in the Dark must accompany one of the units. Other than that, it's all the same. That's just a little 5 points, but you can deny the power coming in for that. Pretty good. Nice. Ah yes, Deathwing Knights. Look at them. This is the atmospheric look. I've seen these models. Phil at SSWG has painted up a unit of these. They're just fantastic. They really are nice. Beautiful models, those. So if I ever did an army, you'd expect to see them in there. Really good. Take a look at these. So this is a unit that is one of the iconic units for Dark Angels. Now, I know they're good because I've been up against them before. They start out at 45 points each. Dear me, they are expensive. They haven't changed. Just check there in the index. That's the same starting cost for them. You get 4 of them, you can add an extra 5. You get 5 of them, you can add an extra 5. They're armed with Mace of Absolution and a Storm Shield. The Grand Master is armed with a Flail of the Unforgiven and Storm Shield. So, the Mace of Absolution. Okay, so, well, this is interesting. Mace of Absolution, 0 points. Yeah. Flail of the Unforgiven, 0 points. Ooh, so you're not paying extra for them. So you're just having to pay for your Storm Shield. Yeah, Storm Shield of models, just 5 points. So 50 points each. It's about, it's 250 points then for unit 5. Not bad actually. Definitely. Power level 12. Movement 5. 3+ weapon skill and ballistic skill, strength toughness 4, 2 wounds, so there's nice depth of wounds there for them, 2 attacks as base leadership 8, and then the Knight Master gets an extra attack and leadership. So, Flail of the Unforgiven. This is the weapon that's given to the Knight Master. He's on _2, this one here, ×2 strength. It's fighting at strength 8, he's going to be wounding vehicles on a 3+ usually. AP -2 and a straight 3 damage. It's horrid and he gets 3 attacks. And there's no minus to hit. Very, very good. And then Flail of the Unforgiven is +2 strength, so strength 6, AP -3 and 2 damage. Excess damage from this weapon is not lost. Instead, keep allocating damage to another model when the target overflows. Brilliant. Till either all of the damage has been allocated or the target unit is destroyed. Excellent. They're superbly equipped for combat. And well protected, 2 up save, 3 up invuln, 2 wounds. You can give them a Watcher in the Dark for 5 points, definitely would add that, there's the rules just there, we've covered. Inner Circle, Combat Squad, so you can split them, Teleport Strike available, and Storm Shield, 3+ invuln save. Yeah, they're absolute core unit, those. Brilliant unit. And I would send them into battle with, I reckon, let's have a look here, Deathwing. Yeah, I'd send them in with Belial, I reckon. Reroll hits. Yep. Grand Master of the Deathwing. Yeah, he's nicely equipped for combat as well. I go for him because he's got Teleport Strike. So you can land in with them. So send out to do a complete mission, Belial and Deathwing Knights. Brilliant models and very atmospheric. Brilliant summation of what Dark Angels are all about. So there you go, they look very nice indeed. So you want to do these Codex reviews and start to get tempted to start projects. It's not healthy here because I've got a lot of projects on the way. But that's those. I highly recommend them. They're fantastic. They really are good. Rock solid unit choice. That not too bad on points. 250 points isn't bad. So you need that. You need some kind of rock solid unit to take on tougher targets that the opponent may have. Yeah, because you gladly charge them into pretty much anything. Okay. So power level 12 then, Deathwing Cataphracti Terminator Squad. We're not going to cover that, it's just the usual rules for those. Deathwing Tartarus Terminator Squad, again, usual rules for that. Dreadnought, Venerable Dreadnought. It's showing you though how much access the Dark Angels have. It's a full-on Space Marine chapter access for these, pretty much, and then access to all these unique units as well. Very strong Codex here. The Contemptor Dreadnought, the Redemptor Dreadnought, all available for them as well. Okay, so Ravenwing Hogatheri here. It's just usual rules. Inner Circle and Jink though available. These are better bikers. 4+ invuln save in their parts. And the models are beautiful. Yeah, that's the model just there. So he is armed with the Plasma Talon. Yeah, we'll just cover that weapon. So we've got Plasma Talon here. So it's range 18. It's a healthy enough range because you've got the speed of the bikes, which is 14. They're assault 2, so even if you're just within 18 inches, you still get the 2 shots. It's not rapid fire. makes this a brilliant weapon. Strength 7, AP -3. So shooting's fantastic for these. You can overcharge with it. You've got to be careful with your reroll with your ones, but if you do, it's the usual rules for that. Strength 8, -3 and 2 damage. You can really shoot up pretty much anything they want. So great weaponry on that. This model may replace its plasma talon with a Raven Wing grenade launcher. So you choose one of the profiles. Assault D6, Strength 3, 0 AP and 1 damage. Terrible. Utterly terrible. Crack shell. Assault 2, Strength 6, -1, D3 damage. That's not bad. Still go plasma. Now the Raven Wing, let's just have a look here. Raven Wing grenade launcher is 0 points. And then the plasma talon is 0 points. Right, so if it's a straight choice, I'll go plasma talon every time. They do look great attached to the vehicles. These are beautiful models here. They really are nice. Yeah. Oh, there's some great models there. Ravenwing Ancients, Ravenwing Champion, Aggressor Squad, Servitors, Reavers available, look quite cool, Scout Bikes, Assault Squad, Inceptor Squads, Ravenwing Attack Bike Squads, which I believe is just going to be the usual rules for attack bikes. It's all the same, give them the usual multi-melter, they've got twin bolt guns, heavy bolters available for them, so I'm not going to dwell on those, it's just the usual rules for that. Right, Ravenwing Bike Squads next. Just look at the combinations you can go for with this one. So, usual rules for bikers. Got the toughness 5, got 2 wounds for them now. The Ravenwing Sergeant may replace his bolt pistol with its unit of 3. You can add 3 more or another 5. So you can go for units of 10. No, this unit contains 1 Ravenwing Sergeant and 2 Ravenwing Bikers. Include up to 3 additional, or up to 5 additional. Alright, so you can get units of 8. You can also include a single Ravenwing attack bike in the unit, so you can add that in as well for a big mob. I probably wouldn't, just for the danger of morale. So, usual combinations. Ravenwing Sergeant may replace his bolt pistol with an item from the melee weapons or pistol lists. Any Ravenwing Biker may replace his bolt pistol with a chainsword. Up to 2 Ravenwing Bikers may take items from the special weapons. I'll probably go for smaller squads and then take the special weapons. Now it's interesting here, yeah, you could go for things like melter guns and melter gun, plasma guns, those kind of options available for them. They're not that powerful though at the moment, biker squads. Sort of pay out a fair amount of points and you add your upgrades on top and then they're not too powerful for the points that you're paying. The attack bike may take a multi-melter, so you could go for like a turbo boost there, combat squad, station no fear. Jinkies available for these. This is your lower caliber bikers here, so I'd probably get some of them because they look great with the wings out the back here, but not pay out too many points for them, I don't think, and keep them as smaller squads of 3 probably, something like that. Okay, but the models look great. I think those are the models from the Dark Vengeance set. Handy for speed, for objective grabbing, mopping up smaller units and so on, that kind of, or speed, or ramming, not ramming, but driving them, assaulting into vehicles to silence them. So you move up the table very quick because there's a land raid or a predator annihilator firing away. You charge them in, you don't do much damage, but you stop them from shooting at other targets. That kind of tactica for them. Ravenwing land speeders, usual rules for those. Here we go, the Dark Shroud. So we're on fast attack here. So the Ravenwing Dark Shroud is 128 points. Just checking here. It's the same, it hasn't changed since the index. Power level 7, movement 12, weapon skill and ballistic skill 3 plus, strength 4, toughness 6, 9 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 8, and a free up save. It's armed with a heavy bolter. This model will replace its heavy bolter with an assault cannon, so you can swap those around. It does come with a jink, so it's all about the abilities of this thing. Icon of Old Caliban. Your opponent must subtract 1 from any hit rolls they make for shooting attacks that target Dark Angels units within 6 of any friendly Ravenwing Dark Shrouds. So -1 to hit units within 6. So it's not models within 6. You can string out models from the centre of this thing. It's an interesting one because the model itself isn't really that dangerous. Really, there's nothing to it. The nastiest it can be is an assault cannon. And that's it. So the question then becomes, is it worth assault cannon? Just checking it. Oh, 22 points for an assault cannon. Oh boy. 150 points. Is it worth paying out 130, 140, 150 odd points just to grant -1 to hit? If you're going for a big force that's all going to move up the top, if most of your army's going to move up in a big blob and you're going to amplify and get the most out of that, then yes. If you're going to run a few small biker squads, I don't think that's worth it. Because it's the -1's cool, but that's about all it can do. So depending on the size of your army, if you're going to go for just a couple of small units of bikers, I wouldn't bother with that one. If it's a big charging group, battle group that's going to move up on bikers, then yeah, add him in the centre. The Ravenwing Land Speed of Vengeance. So here, it's 122 points plus your war gear. It's about similar price. Movement 12. Same stat line. Yep. It's armed with the Plasma Storm Battery. Now, does come with Jink. Doesn't get that bonus. Does come with Explodes. Usual rules for that. So the Plasma Storm Battery is 0 points. Wow, you're not paying out any extra for it. So this is quite cheap here now. It all depends on this weapon. So standard is heavy D6, a little bit unreliable. It could roll a 1. We could roll a 6, and it could be amazing, could be terrible. Strength 7, AP -3, and it is 2 damage. It's a nasty weapon. If you go overcharge, supercharge, becomes still D6 shots. Strength 8 -3 and 3 damage. Oh, it's horrific. If you make 1 or more hit rolls of 1, the bearer suffers 3 mortal wounds after all the weapon's shots have been resolved. Plasma Storm Battery cannot be used for the rest of the battle. No, it's horrid. Oh dear, that's terrible. If you make 1 or more hit rolls of 1, it's 3 mortal wounds, you can't even fire for the rest of the game. And even if you have a tech marine, can't repair it. It doesn't override that rule, so... Oh no, that's really bad. Oh dear, what a terrible shame. Because you're going to roll those 1s, aren't you? You are going to roll 1. I mean, D6 shots, you get 6 shots. Yes, roll 2 1s. Oh dear, it's all ruined. That's a really bad rule, that. So that one's been a nice model, but it's been messed up here by the rules. I think that's pretty bad. Yeah, any hit rolls of 1 or more, it's 3 mortal wounds and your weapon's been silenced. Oh dear. Terrible shame, but that one's out of it. They're not so good. Okay, so then Ravenwing Black Knights. That's a tragic shame, that. Yeah, model wise I get 1, but rules at the moment, save it for another edition because that doesn't seem very good. Right, so Black Knights then, 46. Ravenwing Bike Squad is 35, so you're paying an extra 11 points. Is it worth an extra 11 points? Power level 7. Same stat line, all the same stat line, but 2 attacks though. Instead of 1, so you get an extra attack with these Black Knights. The Sergeant, the Huntmaster, is on 3 attacks instead of 2, so the Sergeant's improved as well. Units of 3, you can take 2 more or up to 7, so you can go for units of 10. I'll do bolt pistol, frame crack grenades, and the bike comes with the plasma talon. So you pay an extra 11 points for the extra attack and the plasma talon, which I think is worth it. That's all good. Now, okay, so for every 3 models, one Black Knight may take a grenade launcher. I wouldn't bother with that. The Huntmaster may take melter bombs. So you have to throw it now. It's 4 inches. Range 8, -4 d6 damage. It's reroll wounds for vehicles. Cool, it's nasty. Let's just have a little look at that one. I suppose it's a ranged weapon now, isn't it? Melter bomb. 5 points. Yeah, I'd take melter bombs for sure. That goes to the Huntmaster. The Ravenwing Huntmaster may take a Corvus Hammer, a Power Sword, or a Power Maul. I'd go for one of them because he's got 3 attacks, so it's worth it, I think. Any Ravenwing Black Knight may take a Corvus Hammer. Right now, let's see. So you haven't got access to your special weapons, shooting weapons, and so on. So this is more, they're already equipped with shooting. The Plasma Talon is a brilliant weapon, all the bikes have it. So they're well equipped for shooting already, and then now you've got the combat impact for them as well, which is +1 strength, -1. Strength 5, -1. Each wound of a 6 is D3 damage instead of 1. So they're okay. Yeah. Corvus Hammer. Power Sword, Power Maul. I'll probably take the hammers or the maul. It's +2 strength, -1. Yeah, give them mauls even. But anyway, the hammers I think would be more fitting for them. Whoa, 0 points. Fantastic. You're not having to pay out for them. No, so give them hammers. Yep. Yeah, and it looks like they've taken a points reduction. They're 50 points, so they're 47 now in the Codex. They've come down a few points as well, which is good news for fans of this unit here. So you are getting them a bit cheaper. And then I'm just looking up Corvus Hammer is 0 as well. Okay, so and Plasma Talon 0. Okay, so there's no extras there. But basically, they're 3 points cheaper than they were. They look fantastic. They're well equipped. So yeah, I would take Ravenwing Black Knights. Again, I go for units of 3 or 4. Give them Corvus Hammers. Go around shooting up stuff, mopping up weaker units, plunging them in, and just letting them charge and fight against whatever. Yeah, cool. No, nice. Okay, so fantastic unit. Very good. Usual rules there for Devastators. Hellblasters are onto heavy support now. Usual rules for Predators, Hunter, Stalker, all available here. Whirlwind, Land Raider, Vindicator, Land Raider Crusader, Land Raider Redeemer, Rhino, Razorbacks. There's such an armoury here for these. Drop Pods, Land Speeder Storms, Repulsors, the Dark Talon. Ah, right, the Flyers now. I reckon I'll try and get a couple of these in as well. At least one. So the Dark Talon is first here. It's power level 8. 140 points. Then you add your war gear on top. It's remaining wounds. It's a damage chart here. Movement is up to 40. I'm just going the top stat line is up 20 to 40 inches. 3+ ballistic skill. And the Rift Vortex rules is a 3+. It starts and then ballistic skill drops down to 4+, then 5+. Movement drops all the way down to 20 if you've got 1 or 2 wounds left. Strength is up to 6, 10 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 8 and a free up save. So armed with 2 Hurricane Bolters, 10 points. There's 20 points then to get them, and then the Rift Cannon. 0. Great. So, not too expensive, not too bad. So, Hurricane Bolt is usual rules for that. Rift Cannon, which is, I've come up against this deadly weapon. 18-inch range. It is short range, but you're a flyer, you're going to make up your range fast anyway. Pretty much move to within range of whatever you want. And even if you can't get an angle now, it's just you fire at whatever angle you want. You don't have to turn the flyer to face. So it makes them even more versatile. Heavy D3, so you could get the one shot, you could go all the way up to 3. Strength 10, AP -3 and 3 damage. If a unit suffers any damage from this weapon, roll a dice and consult the damage table above. If the result equals or beats the relevant number of the Rift Vortex column, the target suffers a further D3 mortal wounds. Yeah, so deadly weapon. And it's a brilliant, brilliant weapon. It really is good. It's got the potential there of 12 wounds in total. If you maxed out. Yeah, 3 lots of 3 D3 mortal wounds. Or a poor round of damage, it's 3 wounds plus D3 mortal wounds on a 3+. It's all really good. It comes with Jink as well. Wow. Nice. Now, question. Look at this here. Rift is heavy. If you move, it's -1. We'll check out what it says here. Stasis bomb. Got this as well, once per game. This model can drop a stasis bomb as it flies over an enemy unit in the movement phase. After the Ravenwing Dark Talon has moved, pick one enemy unit that it flew over. They roll a d6 for each model in the enemy unit, up to a maximum of 10 dice. 4+, target unit suffers a mortal wound. Brilliant, that's really good. Hover jet. Before this model moves in your movement phase, you can declare it will hover. Its movement becomes 20, and it loses airborne, hard to hit, and super psych. Okay, so wow, I didn't know it could do that. Hard to hit. It's -1. Super psych. That's your pivoting and making your moves as usual. Crash and burn, usual rules for that. Airborne. And then strafing runs. It's +1 to hit rolls for units that or targets that cannot fly. So you're losing 1 for heavy, you're gaining 1 for ground targets. That sort of makes that up. That's helpful enough. No, that's cool. So that really helps out. That's a brilliant unit. So that's tactically highly recommended. And what's great about it is the unique model for the Dark Angels, and it's a beautiful model as well. It really is nice. So that's a great one to take. The Ravenwing Dark Talon is very, very good. Next one's the Nephilim Jet Fighter. It's 123 points, and it's the same in the index, so no change. It's power level 9. Same stat line as here, except it's a bit quicker. It goes 50 inches max move. It is the ballistic skill that's affected for damage as usual, and then it is armed with an Avenger Mega Bolter. It's 35 points, which is no change from the index, the Avenger Mega Bolter. So you've got to add that on. It might be more expensive than this one. You've got to pay for the Twin Heavy Bolter, add that, and 2 Black Sword missile launchers, which is 0. Okay, so generally the same points cost. So you're not the Twin Heavy Bolters, that's 6 shots there. The Black Sword missiles is 2 Black Sword missiles, so you get to fire 2. So it's 2 shots. Heavy ones, again, you get the -1 to hit if you move. Strength 7, AP -3 and 2 damage, so they're pretty good missiles. They're good. And the Avenger Mega Bolter is heavy 10, range 36, strength 6, -1, 1 damage. You may replace the Avenger Mega Bolter with Twin Las Cannon. Yeah, okay, that's a good option to have. So if you feel you're a bit lacking in some anti-tank, then you've got an option to switch in a Twin Las Cannon. Yeah, so you pay extra, it's 15 points extra, I think 50 points for a Twin Las Cannon. Jink's available for him, Super Sonic, hard to hit, strafing run. You can have 1 to hit rolls for this model when targeting an enemy in the shooting phase that cannot fly. Again, so ground targets. Crash and burn and airborne available for him. So a bit of air support. Nephilim Jet Fighter is an option as well. Okay. Last one then, Storm Talon, which is the usual Space Marine rules for that. So that's all the units covered there, primarily focused in on the ones that are unique for the Dark Angels. Here is the Armory. Here, the Armory of the Rock. Loads of options. There they all are. Again, look at this multi, not factions, but you've got multiple elements here. You've got Deathwing, Ravenwing, regular Dark Angels. So I'd end up, I reckon, doing an army of a mix and match of those you know, showcasing all those different types just there. Okay, interesting. Good. That's the combo. Interrogator Chaplain and the Knights there. Very nice. Okay, so we'll take a look at these rules here. Extra rules, and we've got stratagems coming up next as well. So Defenders of Humanity, that's your objective secured, same as all the other factions are getting now. Then Grim Resolve, so kept the terminology. You can reroll hit rolls of 1 for this unit whenever it shoots, including when firing Overwatch, as long as it didn't move. In addition, this unit can never lose more than 1 model as a result of a single failed morale test. Okay, so rerolling 1s as long as you don't move. That's any unit equipped with Grim Resolve, and then as long as you don't move. And your morale's never going to be devastating. So it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. The Blood Angels one was better, but no, there's a few. It's like a combination of a couple of smaller bonuses together there for Grim Resolve. Stratagems then. We'll go through these. Relics of the Rock is first. That's just purchasing extra relics, which we'll check out later on, see if it's worth doing that. Linebreaker Bombardment here. That's for your Vindicators, getting that extra devastating hit. That's 1 command point for that. It's the same as the usual Space Marine one just there. Deathwing Assault, 2 or 3 command points. Use the stratagem when a Deathwing unit from your army is set up on the board using the Teleport Strike. If the unit contains 5 or fewer models, the stratagem costs 2 command points. It's 3 command points, it's bigger. The unit can immediately make a shooting attack as if it were a shooting phase. This does not prevent it from shooting again in the following shooting phase. So double shooting. Cool. That one's great. That's a really good one to use, that one. Stasis Shell is next. It's 1 command point. Use this stratagem just before a Ravenwing model for your army attacks an enemy character with a Ravenwing grenade launcher. Make a single hit roll with this weapon, adding 1 to the result. If the shot hits, the target suffers D3 mortal wounds. Ouch. God, nice. 1 shot, but it's +1 to the hit. Then it's straight up D3 mortal wounds. Nice little assassination card, that one there. Pretty good. It's a really good one. That is a really good one. Ravenwing. See, I'm not a fan of the grenade launcher, but just for the sake of that one card, you'd be tempted to take it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, in that case, you'd maybe have 1 or 2 of those on your bikes. Just because of that card, and it's cheap. 1 command point to do it. Hellfire Shells. That's when you fire your Heavy Bolter. If you get a hit roll, it's D3 mortal wounds, which is another brilliant one. It's very, very nasty. It is very, very nasty, that one. Hellfire Shells. There's a couple of ones that you can just, you know, each turn chuck those ones out. They're pretty good. Orbital Bombardment is available. Use rules for that. That's where you your warlords stand still, and then he calls in a bombardment. It has to be line of sight. It's D6 range from the point where it lands, and then it's -1 trying to hit a character on a 4+. It's D3 mortal wounds per unit. It's deadly enough. And imagine the Dark Angels using that. Wisdom of the Ancients. Use the stratagem at the start of any phase. Select a Dark Angels Dreadnought from your army. Till the end of the phase, you reroll hit rolls of 1 for Dark Angels units. So in 6, slight bonus there. And then 2 more pages. Yeah, there's a nice lot of stratagems for them to call upon. Tactical Flexibility here is 1 command point. Start of any movement phase, a unit from your army with combat squads, the unit can immediately split, each containing 5. Armour of Contempt is 1 command point. 5+ ignoring wounds that come in against vehicles. That's the same as the Space Marines. Only in death does duty, and I think that's the same as well. When a character from your army is slain, immediately gets to shoot or fight. Yep. Cluster Mines, that's the same as well. That's for scout bikes. Select 1 enemy unit of 1 inch, or D6 on a 2+. It's D3 mortal wounds. Nasty sting, that one. Flak Missile, that's mortal wounds against flyers if you fire a missile launcher. Spec Scan, these are all regular. Can't see it. 2 command points for this one. Immediately after your opponent sets up a unit that arrived by deep strike, within 12 of one of your infantry units, you can immediately shoot but it's -1 to hit rolls. Helpful enough, that one. It is helpful. Never forgive, never forget. 1 command point. Use a stratagem when a Dark Angels unit from your army is chosen to attack in the fight phase. Each time roll a 6, you get an extra attack, an extra hit. I expect extra attack. It's against Heretic Astartes. Yeah. It's instead of 6s, it's 4+ if you're fighting for a Deathwing unit against a Fallen unit. So that's just been adapted from the regular Space Marines. Right, the Lion and the Wolf is 1 command point. Use a stratagem before the battle if your army includes any Space Wolves infantry units. Choose 1 Dark Angels infantry model and 1 Space Wolves infantry model in your army. Roll a dice for each model. On 4+, that model suffers a mortal wound. Each model that survives then increases its strength, attacks, weapon skill and leadership by 1. So you can only use this stratagem once per battle. So it's as tradition demands, the champions of the Space Wolves and the Dark Angels must recreate the battle between their Primarchs. So, very fluffy, very good. So there's that one there. Hunt the Fallen. You could do that, play it, add those stats in, and easily forget about that during the middle of a battle. Yeah, I think better stratagems is when you play a card and something happens straight away. You read from the card, you apply the result, and then get rid of the card. But one way you get a result and it has to be applied throughout the game, it's easy to forget. Hunt the Fallen, it's 1 command point. Use the stratagem at the start of the battle. Select an infantry character from your opponent's army. That model is suspected to know the whereabouts of a Fallen, but will not give up secrets easily. Increase the model's attacks by 1, but reroll failed hit rolls for Dark Angels units that attack it in the fighting phase. In addition, reroll failed charge rolls for Deathwing and Ravenwing units that declare a charge against that model. Cool, so you're out on the hunt. Just fits nicely with the fluff and the theme of Dark Angels, so there's some interesting ones there. Data link telemetry, this is regular Space Marines. That's for Whirlwinds, bonus for them. Land Speeders, it's auto hits the Whirlwind when it fires. Weapons from the Dark Age, 1 command point. Just before a Dark Angels unit from your army attacks in the shooting phase, increase the damage of that unit's plasma weapons by 1. For the purposes of this stratagem, a plasma weapon is any weapon profile, which includes the word plasma. Okay, it's only 1 command point for that. Increasing the damage by 1's cool. Really good actually. It's Dark Angels unit, not infantry or tanks, or it's open to anyone. Yeah, so it'd be handy to use for a unit of Hellblasters. Yeah. Because then you go up to 2 damage without the danger of the 1s. Or if you really wanted to hammer a target hard, you can go up to damage 3 if you supercharge. That is excellent. So for that 1 card, heavy weapon theme for the army, I'll go plasma, I reckon. You got plasma talons on the bikers. The tactical squad with Dark Vengeance comes with plasma weaponry, plasma pistol, and then now this fantastic bonus here. Yeah. So that one is excellent. That one really is good. It's only a command point to play it. So that's one of the powerful ones there. Very, very good. Intractable is 2 command points. After one of your Dark Angels units has fallen back, unit can shoot this turn. Okay, right, so that could really help out. Pull out of combat and shoot. Helpful if you need it. Empiric Channeling, 1 command point. Use a stratagem at the start of a psychic phase of a Dark Angel Psyker from your armies within 6 of at least 2 other friendly Dark Angel Psykers. The Psyker can immediately attempt to manifest an additional psychic power. When attempting to manifest this power, you add 2 to the test. Cool. She really like boost out of a smite roll or something like that. So that one's good. It's only 1 cheap as well. Speed of the Raven. 1 command point. Use the stratagem when one of your Ravenwing units advances. They can still shoot and charge. Wow. Nice. So give that to Black Knights. Another great one there. There's some very, very helpful ones here. Secret Agenda. It's 1 command point. Use a stratagem before the battle. If you're playing a mission that uses tactical objectives, the duration of the battle, keep your tactical objectives secret from your opponent. Only reveal tactical objectives when they're achieved. Cool. Yeah, that was helpful. Honour the Chapter, 3 command points. Use this stratagem at the end of any fight phase. Select a Dark Angels infantry or Dark Angels biker unit from your army. The unit can immediately fight for a second time. Usual one from the Space Marines adapted there, but it's helpful but expensive enough. Fortress of Shields. Yeah. Oh wow, this one's good. Fortress of Shields then. In your fight phase, select a Deathwing unit from your army that contains at least 3 models equipped with Storm Shields. Your opponent must subtract 1 for all wound rolls made against that unit to the end of the phase. Fantastic. Really good. Kill shot. Ah, here it is. Yes. So that's your Predators there, linking together. 3 of them. All within 6. It's +1 to wound rolls and damage. Utterly deadly. And they get it. Inner Circle, 1 command point. Use a stratagem before the battle. Select a Dark Angels Master, Dreadnought, Land Raider. That model gains Deathwing and Inner Circle for the duration of the game. Nice. There's some. So a lot of the powerful Space Marine ones are in there as well, and some of the unique ones for the Dark Angels are very, very good as well. Yeah, that +1 the plasma is great, and falling back and shooting again. Some great ones. A deep strike unit coming in can shoot and then can shoot again on their regular shooting phase. Very, very good. Okay, so then Warlord traits. There's 6 to choose from now. Some of them are fixed depending on your character. We'll run through these here first of all. So Fury of the Lion. Your Warlord, if your Warlord was charged or performed a heroic intervention this turn, friendly Dark Angels units within 6 of him add 1 to their strength for the fight phase. +1 strength. It's alright. It's okay. Depends what you want your commanders to be doing. If he's going to be in combat in the heart of the fight, +1 strength is pretty good. Courage of the First Legion. Friendly Dark Angels units automatically pass morale when they're in 12 of your Warlord. Morale's pretty solid for Dark Angels anyway. Soap. See if there's anything else you can take. Brilliant Strategist. Once per battle, if your Warlord is on the battlefield, you can reroll a single hit, wound, damage roll, or saving throw. In addition, if your army is battle forged, or a d6 each time you use a stratagem, 5+, you gain a command point. That one's good. The single reroll's okay, but the 5+ regain command points is brilliant. So we'll go for that one. I reckon we'll choose that one. We've still got these 3 though. Huntsman. Your Warlord can fire their pistol, assault, rapid fire and grenade weapons at enemy characters, even if they're not the closest enemy model. In addition, whenever your Warlord piles in or performs a heroic intervention, they can move towards the closest enemy character instead of the closest enemy model. Okay, so if you're really going to go after characters, you've got a nice Warlord trait for that. Master of Maneuver. Reroll the dice used to determine how far friendly Dark Angels units advance or charge if they're within 6 of your Warlord. Yeah, it's okay. And Stubborn Tenacity. Roll a dice each time your Warlord loses a wound. Add 1 to the result if your Warlord did not move during his last move. On a 6+, he ignores the wound. Yeah, that was okay. So, Azrael gets Brilliant Strategist. Belial gets Huntsman, which is cool because that's what I was proposing to use him for, to go in with Deathwing Knights and charge into stuff, so that's fine. Samael gets Master of Maneuver. Ezekiel gets Courage of the First Legion, and then Fury of the Lion to Asmodeus. I like Brilliant Strategist. That one is good. Helpful tactically in the game. Okay, so relics then. When you get these, if your army's battle forged, a character gets one of these relics here. Now, and it's free of charge, and you can use command points to get an extra one. Or a few of them. So Heavenfall Blade. It's Power Sword or Mastercrafted Power Sword only. It replaces that with +2 strength, AP -3, and D3 damage. Each time the bearer fights, it gets an additional attack as well. Nice. Great relic, that one. The Heavenfall Blade. Yeah, really good. Yeah, Power Sword, you're getting +2 strength, D3 damage, and an extra attack. And that is a really, really good one. The foe smiter is a range 24, it's a shooting weapon. It replaces a storm bolter. It's rapid fire 2, so you get within 12, you're going to get 4 shots. Strength 4, -1, 2 damage. That's another good one. Shroud of Heroes, your opponent must subtract 1 for all hit rolls that target the bearer. Okay. And then Mace of Redemption replaces a power maul. It's +3 strength, AP -3 and D3 damage. And you reroll wounds against Heretic Astartes units. God. Another good one. They're giving you some great weaponry here. Remember, these are free of charge. So the Lion's Roar. Not with a combi plasma only. Lion's Roar replaces the combi plasma. So you can go for bolt gun. Usual rules. Plasma standard. And it's assault 2 range 18. So it's like a plasma talon latched on as a combi weapon here. Strength 7 -3 1 damage, and then you can supercharge to assault 2, strength 8 -3 and 2 damage. When attacking with this weapon, you can shoot either the bolt gun, the plasma blaster, or both. If you fire both, it's -1 to hit. In either case, each time you fire the plasma blaster, choose either the standard or supercharged profile. Any hit rolls of 1, the bearer is slain after all the weapons shots have been resolved. And then the Eye of the Unseen. Enemy units within 3 inches of the bearer must subtract 1 from their leadership characteristic. In addition, enemy characters that start the fight phase within 3 inches can only be chosen to fight after all other eligible units have made their attacks, even if they charged. Yeah. No, so I like the mace there's fantastic. Heavenfall Blade's cool as well. So you can take a second in command and then he's equipped okay, and all of a sudden, you know, +1 attack, +2 strength, -3 D3 damage is actually pretty nasty in combat. And it's free of charge to do it, so there's some great ones here. And there's some pretty good relics available. So in Terminators, this will be interesting. Usually, I'm expecting it to be pretty powerful. There's 6 to choose from now. We'll see what you get now for psychic powers for the Dark Angels. So Mindworm is here. Mindworm is a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select an enemy unit within 12 of the cycle that is visible to him. The unit suffers a mortal wound and may only be chosen to fight in the fight phase after all other eligible units have fought, even if they charged or have an ability to allow them to charge or to fight first. This effect lasts until the end of your turn. It doesn't sound that powerful, just a mortal wound, but it forces them to fight last, even if they charged. Yeah. It's 12. It's awkward, that one, because I'm just thinking, you know, your opponent's unit's over there, a fair distance away. You're here with your Psycho and you think, right, that unit's going to move and charge next turn. But in the range is 12, so you can't really reach it. That might often happen. You can't cast the power on his turn when he's moved in and preparing to charge. So if you wait till the following turn, the combat's already going on, it's too late. It's a difficult one, that one. Not so sure about Mindworm. Unless I'm missing something, by all means leave your comments. But doesn't seem that powerful. Aversion's next. It's a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select an enemy unit within 24 that's visible to him. Your next psychic phase, your opponent must subtract 1 from all hit rolls made for that unit. -1 to hit. It's not. It's okay. It's quite weak though. Righteous Repugnance. It's a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, pick a friendly Dark Angel unit within 12. If your Psycho is from a Dark Angel successor chapter, pick a friendly unit from that chapter instead. You can reroll all failed hit rolls and wound rolls made for the unit's melee weapons to the start of your next psychic phase. That one's good. That one's really good. Reroll hits, reroll wounds. Very, very powerful. It's range 12 though, you need to keep them nearby. That one's a better one, much, much better. Trepanation. It's a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, roll 2d6, adding 2 to the total if the psychic test was 10 or more. The closest visible enemy unit within 18 suffers a mortal wound for each point. That total exceeds their highest leadership characteristic. So 2d6 you can average about 7. Add 2 is 9. So you're going to cause mortal wounds on average just over half the time. If you roll fantastically well, so you rolled an 11. Add 2, 13, leadership 8. Ouch, yeah, you could cause trouble. The average leadership being about 8. So Trepanation's nasty enough. The range is 18, it's not too bad. No, and you can lump it together with, you know, I'll do Smite and then play Trepanation, all of a sudden you can mortal wound something pretty heavy. So that one's a good one as well. These two. Engulfing Fear. There's a walk charge value of 6. If manifested until the start of your next psychic phase, your opponent must roll 2 dice and discard the lowest result when taking morale tests for any units within 6 of the psyker. Yeah, it's pretty weak, that one as well. I mean, I'm only looking for a couple of powerful ones, you know, that you'd usually take. It doesn't matter if a few others are quite weak, but it's those two. The last one here is Mind Wipe. It's a walk charge value of 7. If manifested, choose an enemy model within 18 of the psyker that is visible to him. Each player then rolls a d6 and add their model's leadership characteristic to their result. If your opponent scores higher, or it's a draw, nothing happens. If your score is higher, the enemy model reduces its leadership, ballistic skill, and weapon skill by 1 for the rest of the battle. Ugh, that's weak as well. By 1. Oh, dear me, yeah. So really, I would just say those two, Trepanation and Righteous Repugnance, are the two ones that I would go for. That one's an amazing bonuses for that one there, and that one potentially has got nasty mortal wounds damage with that one. And you take Smite as well. So you're looking for a psyker, you don't really have to go for Ezekiel then, just a regular psyker with the ability to choose 2 and use 2, be well equipped enough, and those two I think are pretty good. And then just have them in amongst your force, granting those bonuses and taking those mortal wounds down on your opponent. And that's that. So you've got tactical objectives here for ones that are themed for the Dark Angels, and then points values which we've covered just there, and that is the end of the review for that Codex. So overall impressions then, seems like Dark Angels are fine. You know, they're going to cope just as well as the regular Space Marine chapters. Some great units in there, some fantastic models, and some very nice units indeed. Their HQs seem pretty solid. So I'd say, because just recently done the Blood Angels Codex review, I think they've done better. But still, Dark Angels here, strong enough. I wouldn't say it's a weak Codex by any means at all. I think Dark Angels players will be happy with what's been added here. But it's great that they get their Codex now. There's some nice bonuses. I mean, it's definitely an improvement for them, there's no doubt about that. So, it seems good news for the Dark Angels. But leave your own comments and feedback. What do you think about the bonuses here? What units have done well? What units are not as good as they were? And if you rate Dark Angels now. But that's the review here in this video. Leave your Tactica as well in the comment section. Other players can read that, gain some experience. Perhaps people thinking about collecting Dark Angels, they'll be watching this video as well and can see your comments that you've left there to gain some more help and with Tactica and so on as well. But just to mention, I got mine from Games Workshop. They sent it through to me. I usually get it from Gaming Figures. You can check them out. It means you'll be able to get your Codex at a cheaper rate than directly from Games Workshop. So that's the review. Keep a lookout for more reviews on the channel of these new codexes as they come along. But thanks for watching, and tune in next time.